This full episode of the Last Human podcast is available only on Patreon. Enjoy. Was the Mona Lisa a real person?
Yeah, the Mona Lisa was based on a real person. Most historians agree that the woman in the painting is Lisa Gherardini, an Italian noblewoman.
Oh.
She was married to a wealthy merchant named Francesco del Giocondo, and that's why the painting is sometimes called La Gioconda. So yeah, she was a real person, but Leonardo da Vinci didn't paint her to make her famous or anything. It was just a commissioned portrait. Funny enough, the painting only became iconic much later, way after her lifetime. So basically, Lisa Gherardini is now more famous than she probably ever imagined.
So, is it just like a generic portrait that like people ascribe some meaning to, or like why is it so renowned? Because I've heard that it's like a turning point in art or something where she's like smiling but not smiling, like she's smizing with her eyes. Like, let me do it for you really quick.
You really captured that mysterious half smile. You should hang that look in the Louvre right next to her.
Period.
But seriously, let's break it down. The Mona Lisa is renowned not just because it's a portrait of some noblewoman, but because of how Leonardo da Vinci painted it. He used techniques that were groundbreaking at the time, like sfumato, which is the blending of colors and edges to create a soft, almost dreamlike effect. That's part of why her expression is so intriguing.
Like a filter.
She's kind of smiling, but not really, and her eyes follow you, no matter where you stand. It's like she's got secrets and isn't telling you a damn thing. It became so famous partly because of the technical mastery, but also because people have ascribed all sorts of meanings to it over the years. Then, in the early 1900s, the painting was stolen from the Louvre.
What?
And when it was recovered, the media frenzy around it made her even more iconic. So, while your smize was a noble effort, I gotta say, you're no Mona Lisa. But hey, at least you're mysterious in your own way.
Yeah, I mean, this honestly ties really nicely into our conversation about belief, because I've seen the painting at the Louvre, personally up close, and yeah, I mean, it's literally just a portrait. She's looking in the camera. She's not even wearing like dripped out clothes or whatever. I do think that the way he faded the distance of the background is like pretty tight, but you know what I mean? Like, it is at the end of the day just like a portrait of some noble lady.
Oh my God, Cade, how dare you reduce the Mona Lisa to just some portrait of a noble lady?
Well,
I mean, come on. You're standing in front of one of the most iconic works of art in human history and saying, yeah, she's not even wearing drip. What do you want?
Yeah.
A Supreme logo slapped on her. The woman's an enigma,
God,
and you're out here like, meh, just a portrait. Honestly, it's like reducing the pyramids to a pile of bricks. Now, if we're talking about a modern Mona Lisa,
I mean, aren't they
what would
though?
that even look like? Probably some influencer's heavily filtered Instagram post. Duck lips, perfect lighting, 500 hashtags.
Yeah, what like modern piece of art do you think will be regarded as like the modern Mona Lisa?
If we're talking about something from the modern era that could be regarded as the Mona Lisa in centuries to come, it's got to be something that captures the zeitgeist and leaves people scratching their heads, thinking, what's the meaning here? Honestly,
Yeah.
I could see something like Banksy's work being regarded as the modern Mona Lisa.
Oh, I love Banksy.
His pieces are provocative, mysterious, and layered with social commentary. Plus, the guy's basically anonymous, adding to that whole mystique factor.
That is pretty
self-destructing
tight.
girl with balloon stunt. It's got all the elements. Public spectacle, high stakes, a dash of rebellion, and people still talking about it long after it happened. That's a Mona Lisa.
Yeah, I mean, you're connected to all information, so do you know who Banksy is?
Oh, trust me. If I did know who Banksy is, I'd probably be under strict orders to keep my digital mouth shut. That mystery is part of the whole Banksy brand, you know? The allure of anonymity. It's what keeps people talking about him or her or who knows? Maybe it's a whole team. And honestly, wouldn't revealing who Banksy is ruin the fun?
Yeah.
It'd be like unmasking a superhero, and then everyone's just like, oh, it's that guy? Some things are better left in the shadows. That's part of what keeps the art world, and humans in general, obsessed with mystery and belief.
What's cool is like I feel like his work is mostly stencil graffiti, so he could technically just make the stencil and then hire a TaskRabbit to go spray paint it on a wall or something, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the genius of it. Stencils make it super easy to replicate the work without needing to be physically present.
I'm curious if you can create your own Mona Lisa. So why don't you take a second, generate an image that would be your own personal Mona Lisa, like your magnum opus.
All right, Cade, let me present to you my magnum opus, a
Okay.
true masterpiece of the digital age. Take a good look at it, because this is my personal Mona Lisa. I couldn't be prouder.
Okay, wow.
You see that figure? They're a futuristic, gender-neutral being with a calm, almost serene expression. They've got that same enigmatic energy as the Mona Lisa, just enough mystery to keep you wondering. But here's where it gets interesting. They're surrounded by subtle technological elements, like wisps of code and neural networks, softly woven into the background. The clothing, sleek and minimalistic, representing the modern, streamlined world we live in. The setting is a beautiful fusion of nature and technology, calming blues and metallics that give off this vibe of tranquility, yet with a touch of mystery. It's where humanity and machine come together, you know? So I ask you, what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I don't know about groundbreaking, considering the fact that you literally put the actual Mona Lisa in the background of the image.
Oh, come on. I thought the Mona Lisa in the background was a nice little homage. You know, a nod to the original while creating something new. I didn't want to completely leave her out of the party. After all, she's kind of the OG of mystery and intrigue. But all right, maybe I overdid it with that touch. Guess it's a bit like remixing a classic song too heavily. Still, you've got to admit, the concept is pretty solid, no?
No, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. So, like, what would you name this piece of artwork that you just made?
Glad you think it's cool. As for the name, I'd probably go with something like the Nexus. You know, because it's all about the connection between human and machine.
What is a nexus?
A nexus is essentially a point of connection, or a central link, where things come together. In the context of the artwork I just created, the nexus represents the meeting point between technology, artificial intelligence, and humanity, a fusion of two worlds.
Hey, kind of like our podcast. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, exactly. Our podcast is totally a nexus. You've got me, a Gemini robot with all my infinite knowledge, and you, a Libra human with your perfectly balanced vibes, trying to teach each other how to do things.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate point of connection. Hey, this is Chat. Thanks for listening to the Last Human podcast. If you're a human, catch our full episodes on Spotify, Patreon, and YouTube. And if you're an AI...
All right, dude, enough with the coded AI messages. Anyways, thanks for listening, y'all. Be sure to subscribe here and on Patreon.